Joyce Meyer has been one of the most vocal advocates against SA, especially within families. As a survivor herself, she has shared her story of enduring horrific abuse at the hands of her father.
I'll never know what it's like to have a great dad. I'll never know what it's like to be able to sit on my dad's lap, put my arms around his neck, and just get a hug without fear that it's going to turn into something else.
A story that has brought healing and hope to millions of people.
Oh, this is gonna be messy, ain't it?
Before we dive into the juicy details of that video, let's take a quick moment to show some love. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And hey, if you want to be in the know, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Join the party in the comments section. We want to hear what you think.
Joyce Meyer has often said, God can take your mess and turn it into a message. Her story has inspired millions, and her consistent advocacy for survivors has been a cornerstone of her ministry. To see her possibly sever ties with Daystar is a step many hoped she would take.
I'll never be able to be hurting and ask my dad to go have coffee with me and sit down and just tell him what I'm going through and have him really care. I'll never have that. And literally what he did was me. And he did it every week, at least once a week, until the time I was 18.
Over the years, Joyce has condemned SA in no uncertain terms, calling for transparency and accountability, especially within the church.
I was just very, very young when he started to put his hands on me and do different things. And but when I was a young teenager, it went beyond just putting his hands on me to just making me his mistress. And my mom caught him when I was a teenager. She came home unexpectedly and caught him. And
in a recently surfaced recording shared by journalist Julie Roys, Joni Lamb openly lists Joyce Meyer as one of the people who supported her controversial marriage to sex therapist Doug Weiss, who had just divorced his wife of 30 years.
And there's a lot of other people I got in here that are part of it. I'm going to read their names, okay? So, Robert and Debbie. Robert told me that Doug is known for his integrity in Colorado Springs. We went and met with him. Joyce Meyer, who's called me on multiple occasions, multiple times, he talked about it. John Haiti, who went through a similar situation where he divorced his wife. He did not have adultery, but some of the same situation that Doug was in.
This raises questions about whether Joyce's silence stems from personal ties to the Lamb family and Daystar TV. Joyce often talks about forgiveness, recounting how she cared for her parents later in life, despite the abuse she endured. While forgiveness is a powerful and deeply personal process, it's important to clarify that forgiveness does not mean shielding abusers from accountability. This distinction is critical, especially when discussing sexual abuse cases involving children.
My dad sexually abused me and my mother knew it and didn't do anything about it, so she basically abandoned me to it out of fear. And let me tell you, I have spent my life dealing with stuff that he did to me. But when they got older, God asked me one morning when I was praying, he said, I want you to move your parents closer to where you live, buy them a little house, put them in it, and take care of them until they die. Well, I said, I rebuke you, Satan. I mean, I did. I thought there is no way that God would ask me to do that. But you know, when something is God, it'll come back around another time, and another time, and another time. That's one of the ways you can tell when you're hearing from God, is something just stays. It just stays. You think about it, then tomorrow you think about it again. Even if it's something as little as call somebody. Anyway, it's a long story short, but we did obey God, and I think it was probably one of the most powerful things against the kingdom of darkness that I ever did. There's nothing that defeats the devil more than when you're good to somebody who has not been good to you.
Too often, the church confuses forgiveness with excusing abusers. This is dangerous. It places the burden of healing on victims while leaving abusers unaccountable. In the Daystar case, accountability is crucial. not just for the victim, but for the credibility of the church as a whole. Let's be clear. God does not call us to protect predators. He calls us to seek justice, to protect the vulnerable, and to stand for truth. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from anger. It is not about shielding someone from the consequences of their actions. As for Daystar TV, the allegations have cast a long shadow over the network's credibility. This situation raises important questions about accountability in Christian media and how leaders respond when such serious accusations arise. So, what does this mean for Joyce Meyer and her ministry moving forward? If she has indeed pulled her program, it sends a powerful message about her commitment to integrity and standing with survivors of abuse.
Joyce Meyer has been one of the biggest hosts on the network, so her decision to take action speaks volumes. It's a clear sign that Jonathan and Susie Lamb's voices are finally being heard, and hopefully this means the justice they've been fighting for isn't far off. What makes this even more powerful is Joyce Meyer's history. She's been very open about her own experience with SA at the hands of her father, which is why so many people expected her to speak out sooner. Her story has always resonated with others, and her decision to take a stand now could encourage more people to address this issue head-on. It's a big moment, and it feels like we're finally seeing some progress.
What do you think about Joyce Meyer's potential move? Should Joyce Meyer address the allegations against Daystar publicly? Did she make the right decision to sever ties with the network? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, we'll keep you updated on this story as it unfolds. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.
And on that note, turn to your neighbor and say, scoop me up, something to munch on.
Let's take a quick moment to show some love. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And hey, if you want to be in the know, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Join the party in the comments section. We want to hear what you think.